Hi, this is Ferris Jay here, and today I am talking to Rachael O'Brien and Tom Galligan, two fabulous Access Consciousness facilitators. And I wanted to talk to them today about the foundation course. Now, I want to ask for somebody who's like me, who's done the first Access Consciousness course, which is the bars, which are the 32 points on the head, and someone like me who's been like listening to radio shows and hearing some of the tools and processes, and I'm curious about the next step. And I know the next step is the foundation course, which is a 4-day course. So I'm lucky enough to have the two of you here. So what can you tell me about the foundation course?
Well, I suppose I just start and say, what is actually prompting you? Like, what's got you curious to do the foundation course? First and foremost, so what's got you interested?
Well, I love the tools. I love like what I hear in the radio shows, and I've had some facilitation from you, Rachael, and I love seeing the changes I'm seeing in other people and in myself who are using the tools. So that's what's really getting me curious. And I'm curious of what is the difference between knowing the tools from the radio shows and, you know, what Dane here will put up on YouTube, and actually going to a 4-day course.
And which is a fabulous question. So I suppose in all that, for me, the piece that I would take from that is you're receiving change. And that's what it's all about. Myself and Tom met 4 years ago, and we have a friend, Ida, who you can see in the mirror. I adore.
Hello.
We met 4 years ago at a foundation class, and my experience was a little bit different to you in that I just heard about Access, it felt light, and I just jumped in. So for me, what you're talking about is you've actually received change. The tools are starting to work in your life. And I suppose at the time, my life wasn't working for me. And the foundation gave me tools, which is like opening a toolbox in my daily life. So the tools are, you said it, you do get them on all the Hangouts. What you don't get on the Hangouts is the body work. There is 7 different body processes, and it might be more. I'd have to look through the manual again. This literally is the reference manual for my life. I'm not joking when I say that. I reference this all the time in my relationships, in creation, with my kids, with my friendships, everything. And it's a new way to live. Now, the body work specifically, when you say I can use the tools, I have stuck points of views in my body. What we're looking here is to get you out of living from a limitation and get you into choosing what works for you in your life. Most of us are living in limitation. It's not wrong, we've just like inherited it. So the foundation is the foundation of your life and your reality. You are now getting rid of doing the weeding, getting rid of what doesn't work, and building a new foundation. And that weeding can be stuck in the cells of your body. You know, body can be malfunctioning, and the points of views are stuck here. So the body work for me, particularly as my background, I had a lot of fear, I had a lot of negative experiences with my body growing up, and that's just the way it is. And for me, how I did my first foundation is I asked that whatever was stuck in my body, because I knew that it was keeping me stuck in my life, had to be shifted, and I was looking for a complete change. Did I know what I was asking for? Not really. So for me, I was looking to have my body be my home and my space of ease. I did not have that, and the body work has been like, I don't know that verbally. You can see that we're happy to be here. So it's like that level of ease with your body and your life is through the body work for me, and with the tools, and living it into your life. And Gary, when he said, before Gary said it, a friend of mine has always said it, and I said, into the greatness. You're stepping into the greatness, and you're giving us different space to be.
Well, I suppose for me, prior to coming to Access, I did many things, from to John DeMartini, you name it. I was at them all and walked the fire and whatever. But The difference between all of those things, which I'm not saying they're not useful and a contribution, the difference between those things and Access is that Access gives you a set of tools. First of all, by doing the bars, helps to clear away a lot of the limitations and open you up to a new possibility. And then when you go to Foundation, you start building your life. Like you start, if you're building a house, you got to clear the site, dig the foundation, and put a concrete floor down, and then you build it. Foundation is just like that. The bars has kind of cleared the site, cleared a lot of the crap that's in your head and the points of view and stuff like that, and it gets you to a place where you can build a life. Now, you say, well, Tom Galligan is old enough, he should have been able to build a life. But we carry, it doesn't matter whether you're young, middle-aged.
That's a judgment.
That's it. That's a judgment. You still have judgments despite doing Access for 4 years. But I'm just making the point that it doesn't really matter what age. You can begin to build a new life at any age. Of course, the younger you are, the better from the beginning, you'll have more fun in your life. But the Foundation opens up, it allows you to choose just a new life and eliminate a lot of the limitations. And as Rachael said, if you have to use the tools. You know, it's like the guy who wants to lose weight and starts reading about it, and the other guy puts on a pair of running shoes and just goes out and runs. And that's the difference. You have to use the tools. If you don't use the tools, nothing will change. But if you use the tools, and with the Foundation, there's 3 body processes that you learn, which are crucial in the Foundation. And they help your body to assimilate the change. It's very easy to know stuff intellectually. Yeah. But it's not that easy to, well, it can be a challenge to bring that knowledge into reality and into everyday life. The Foundation helps you do that.
Sure. I get the idea of that, because I know for me, sometimes with personal development work, a lot of it is mind and emotions based, and you can kind of forget you have a body and that your body requires support as well. So I can see that the body processes bring that dimension and that level of support in a bigger way.
And I'm so glad.
Yeah. And the other thing too, you asked, why would you, if you know all these tools on the radio show that are available and they're out there, why would you choose to do a Foundation that's 4 days? The reason is when you immerse yourself in the 4 days with the running the bars and the body processes
and the people the
energy that's created in the class, that's where the real change happens.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought in the body piece, and I'm going to backtrack to that. I have done a lot of other work, a lot of training since I'm 19. For me, the body work, I haven't heard other work talking about, is your body included in the computation of your life? I really haven't heard that you can live in this body with ease. We have an infinite being that we talk about that's like, wow. And my body sits in my infinite being. And that's, my body is where I receive information. We talk about embodiment and Foundation. And embodiment is embodying everything in this reality. Now for me, because I was such a sensitive body, and Tom would say the same for himself, this reality was like blocks. It was like, or even people that would talk like, it would be like an electric machine gun. Through the body work, I have a space where I can have ease with my body, and my receiving is different. And I think for most of us that do this work, we judge our difference as being wrong. And that difference now is the gift that I be, because obviously this work is huge. It's in 230 countries now.
Yeah.
And like also there's a trust in this work, and there's a trust in me. The 3 of us are here. We ran bars. We ate dinner last night. There's a support in that when you're willing to live from it. That just, it's like a trampoline that it propels you to choose again, you know? And that's what we're looking to create here, is a different future. So what gets created in these workshops? I mean, recently I had someone in France talking to someone in England, and people linking with each other. Like, we're looking to create, it's not just, I'm done with short-term change and going home and being like, on Wednesday, of doing a workshop at the weekend. Whereas for me, it's like, you have tools. If you want to put a drill in the wall, like a hole in the wall, you require a drill. You have the tools from this book, and you have the body processes that if you then, they support you into the greatness of seeing you beyond all these limitations. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's priceless.
Yes, yeah. I mean, again, the difference is, and it's the difference with Access, and particularly the foundation when you do it, it gives you this ease that, you know, like the phrase we use in Access, that all of life comes with ease, joy, and glory. Now, it's a gorgeous phrase, and if you know it intellectually, again with the foundation, and when you run bars and doing the foundation, that actual ease comes into your body and into your life. And when there's trauma and drama going on out there, everywhere, you don't buy into it. You say, okay, well, what else is possible? Or you say, how does it get better than this when the tire in your car bursts or you have a puncture? You don't go into this drama and victim stuff anymore. And life just becomes more enjoyable.
Well, that's a huge point. That whole victimizer, control thing, that cycle that we live, that people can disempower us. You come away from the space of being disempowered, and you know that you're being empowered. And for me, I like to be around people that empower me. Not when I walk away, I feel like a piece of crap. So it's really empowering you to know what you know is the mantra of Access.
And you know, all the tools are just, they're absolutely fantastic. I did it.
What's your favorite tool?
Who does this belong to? You written this young man, a gorgeous young man, came to me during the week for a session to have his bars run and do a little session. And he had this, he's quite a creative, sensitive being. He had this expectation about this thing happening, and it didn't happen, and his life was shattered. And I you know, I was able to, first of all, by running his bars, it's a little quieter now, you know, and you know, I then, by using the tools, you know, how does it get better than this, or what else is possible? I said, what happens if just 380 or 180 degrees, just the opposite, that the universe has something totally bigger than you had the expectation about it? And it just opened up his world to a new possibility. And he actually met a girl in my house here, I met a girl from Germany who's a PR person in the music business. And he just couldn't believe the possibilities. Once you open up those possibilities, you never know what's going to happen when you don't have a point of view. And the other way too is interesting.
Yes, and that's my favourite tool at the moment, is interesting point of view from what I've seen.
I suppose the other thing in this too is we're not sitting here going, we're like, oh, all the time. Like, life can be difficult. I mean, life can be hard. And, you know, as two friends, we've moved through a lot, and we've had things that have been extremely difficult to show up. Like, I mean, like really difficult things show up in our life. And I know there is no one can take that knowing away that I would not have been able to deal with it, stay present, and do what's required to actually, you know, deal with life so that I can be present and show up. And for Tom, I mean, he's one of my favorite people on the planet. The friendship that he is for me is that I have this space where he supports me to be that work and to live that work, and he inspires me by what he chooses, you know?
Yeah.
And I really like, I mean, the gratitude that I have for that is life changing.
Yeah. And I do so see that when I look at people who are in the world of access consciousness and, you know, and facilitating and the tools and everything that you all post, that's one of the things that I've taken away from it, is seeing how you move through what happens in your life and how you use the tools. It's, you know, it's not that nothing happens anymore or challenges don't come up, but it's how you all use the tools to move through them, and all the amazing possibilities that I see opening up for all you guys from them is really something that's attracted me to the work and to going deeper with the work.
And in the foundation manual, we go into depth about vulnerability. I mean, vulnerability is like dropping your barriers. And I remember I had a conversation with Tom. We might ring each other for a while, and I genuinely missed him. I did miss that contribution. I had no way of verbalizing, hey, you're my friend. I love having you in my life, and it's a contribution to me, and I love the way we ask questions and possibilities show up when we're together.
Yeah.
By the way, this hangout was not planned, that we were doing it together. So, I mean, we were supposed to do a hangout, and then it was like so light. I was here in Dublin, so it was so light, and how everything shows up. I could not have planned this to show up like this. It's just the universe is so willing to gift you something.
Once you don't have a point of view, yeah.
Fantastic.
A particular way, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And so if somebody is thinking of choosing the foundation, if they're interested in going to a course, what would you suggest for them to help them make that choice of if it's right for them or if it isn't?
Well, if you really ask questions and don't go into the answer, which is another tool of access.
Yeah.
We're trained to do, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And you just ask your body, you'll be pulled towards it. I mean, it's like, if you don't look for the answer, but ask the question, and trust your knowing, which is again another tool of access to empower you to know what you know, because that's the whole point of access, is to empower people. Whereas a lot of the other personal development stuff is you're being told what to do, and there's really very little empowerment in they say they want to empower you, but when access, they do not want followers, and that's what I like about it, because I've followed a lot of various people and all a contribution on some level, but they take away something of you. They don't really empower you. Whereas
fantastic.
What's your knowing, and ask the question, will this extend my life and my living? And if I choose this class, what will my life be like in 5 years?
In 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years.
Wonderful.
And for what reason would you not choose that? And I see some people, they fall over two main blocks. I think time is a big one, and money. There is a body, there is 165 websites within Access, probably more. What can I be and do today to create money right away? If you continue to ask the questions, how it shows up, it can show up. You know, my own story about my own foundation. I spent my last €1,300 going to Dublin. There was no money in my bank account with 3 kids.
Wow.
And I got a rebate of €1,401 the Tuesday after the class.
I love it.
The magical stories around money have been like incredible.
Amazing.
Wow. I might have to talk to you about that one another time. It sounds fascinating. And have you one last little thing to say about the foundation before we wrap up?
Oh my God, there's so many tools within it, and in the 4 days, your life, which I've seen people take the foundation, and they're just a totally different person. So it's just a question. Choice creates your reality, so choose. Yeah.
Fantastic. And of course, both of you are facilitators, and you are both facilitating the foundation classes here in Ireland. And under this video, I can give a link to the both of you to see if anybody wants to attend classes. And of course, our classes worldwide as well. So the Access Consciousness website can show online where people can do classes anywhere in the world these days.
Can I say one more thing? Sometimes I just ask the book to give me something. I'll open it and I go, hey, can you just give me something for today? And today I've got no defense. And I totally misidentified what defense is. When you've no defense against anything, you actually can receive the nurturing from everything around you. Now, a defense might be, I can't afford it. A defense might be, I haven't got the time. A defense might be, I can't do it. So I wasn't aware that all these are separating me from the possibility. So you pock and pod all your defenses that don't allow you to receive. And I'm like, hey, planet, the planet is requiring change. We all know that. It's requiring more nurturing and caring. When we're happy and joyful, we change the seeders of the earth when we walk on the planet.
Wow. Yeah, fantastic.
So if that's my point of view, that I'm required to do this work on this planet. So for what reason would the planet not support you and give you the awarenesses of what's going to create that? And chances are you may have to get out there in the world.
Fantastic. That's a great awareness. And I must say, for what people look like 4 years on after foundation, you're both smiling and glowing, and I think that kind of speaks for itself, that you're, you know, walking and talking the work, and you took that foundation and you're building away amazing lives on it, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you so
You're very welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today.
Thanks, Ferris.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.